Welcome to HudCoRadio. I'm Jim Kennelly. The Hudson County Park System offers hundreds of acres of open space and a host of recreational opportunities for residents. To get a better understanding of the system and what it offers, we visited with County Director of Parks Jonathan DiFilippo and Deputy Director Kevin Wong in the County Parks headquarters in the Gallo Center in Lincoln Park. I began by asking Director DiFilippo to describe the scope of the County Park System. I welcome now Director of Parks Jonathan DiFilippo and Deputy Director of Parks Kevin Wong. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start, if we could, gentlemen, by talking a little bit about the park system itself. Folks may not even know sometimes in their community that the park they enjoy is a county park. So can I give folks, if you could, a kind of a tour, if you would, of kind of what are the county parks here in Hudson County?
So yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of the times some of these parks get confused with municipal parks, especially Lincoln. A lot of people think it's a city park. It's actually one of our biggest, with Lincoln Park West actually our biggest. The park system runs from South Hudson all the way up to North Hudson, from Bayonne Park to J.J. Braddock Park. We have some smaller ones in between, Mercer being on the Jersey City Bayonne border. We have West Hudson Park, which is a very unique setup with the duck ponds and things flowing throughout. We have in Hoboken two of the smaller parks under the viaduct. We consider that a park as well. Has a lot of unique amenities. Columbus is got a sunken garden that's a very big draw for a lot of the Hoboken residents. Bayonne Park, we take a lot of pride in our newly erected baseball fields and things like that. Over time, people have discovered the parks more and more, especially after some of the, I hate to use the C word, but the COVID times. A lot of people were seeking outdoor recreation and activities to keep themselves going, keep themselves in shape, mentally, physically. So I think since then, the parks have really seen a big overhaul and a lot more popularity. Not that they weren't always, but they were more discovered after COVID, and I think people really took more of an interest in seeing, wow, this is right in my backyard. And since then, I think every weekend you go to these parks, people are enjoying everything, top to bottom. Every inch of the park is covered, from barbecuing to recreation to just nature walks, anything in between. It's a large area to cover, Hudson County. But I think that, throughout the years, even before my tenure, the park system under the various county executives, presently Craig Guy, that they've done a tremendous job supporting the park systems and making sure that the support was always there to keep them moving in the right direction, getting better and better every year. I'm fortunate enough to grab the torch and run with it, so to speak. They've done a tremendous job before me. I'm very appreciative to be in the position to continue the work. And if you look, at any of these county parks, any given time, it is, they're tremendous. The workers do a tremendous job. They work very hard.
You have a large staff, right?
Very large staff, and they do a very good job with a very hard job.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about the elements, be it heat, snow, rain. They're out there. They're getting it done. There's always something to be done, and I think they do a very good job in executing that on a daily basis, and that makes it an enjoyable space for all. When you look at the smaller parks, they're more
designed to be kind of almost neighborhoody, I suppose.
I would say for certain areas,
yeah.
Right, where the bigger parks engage with residents. Like if you go to J.J. Braddock Park, right, you get people from Bergen County coming down because it's on the borderline. Right?
Well, before COVID, the New York Roadrunners Club was starting to have like Sunday or Saturday or weekend fun runs, and one of them was in Lincoln Park.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's
They
really
still-
kind
they
of
still do.
yeah, that's
Still
which is
do.
terrific. So let's talking about recreation. They're talking a little bit about well, obviously running is one of the things people love to do here. We're doing this interview today at Lincoln Park in the Gallo Center. Talk a little bit about, if you could, Director, a little bit about the recreation opportunities. What are some of the different kinds of sports that folks want to or do participate in County Park?
So we have pretty much anything you could think of from cricket to base.
That's up in Laurel Hill Park,
correct.
right? Yeah, there's
It's
a huge
everywhere
community
now.
there, right?
Yeah, Laurel Hill's got a big community. Lincoln Park. Obviously, we have baseball, football, soccer, pickleball. Over the years, has taken off tremendously. I mean, we're building courts left and right, and it's still not enough. The demand is through the roof. Tennis still has a large following. We've installed futsal courts, which is like a mini soccer, right? We have our rec stations for working out.
And then you guys are in Lincoln Park, not to bring up Lincoln Park again, but that's the hub of track and field, I suppose, in Hudson County, with your all-weather 400-meter oval and stands.
Yep. We recently just resurfaced the track in Bayonne to kind of take some of the overhaul off because, I mean, Lincoln is just in such high demand. But we get a tremendous track and field following. Workout stations,
dog runs.
That's true. They've created a number of dog runs.
Sure.
Kevin, Deputy Director Kevin Wong, talk a little bit too, I think, about the fact that the park system is a pretty important part of what makes things like Little Leagues work, because you have to, and even interscholastic athletics, because you need county park fields to be able to make sure these folks have a place to play beyond just guys who like to play softball on the weekend, right? Is that true?
Sure. Yeah. Well, Hudson County is unique as far as a county park goes because most county parks don't have this kind of recreation. You go out west, they don't have this amount of people. So we pretty much cater to the urban area where there are high density populated masses of people. So we got to accommodate for all kinds of uses, and that's why we have little leagues and everything within our park system.
And people don't realize how much the county park system is critical to supporting those kinds of recreational activities.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I know you've been involved with, Kevin, is the development over the last, say, 3, 4, 5 years of some very attractive and also historic monuments in the park system, in the county park system. Most recently, just this spring, with the dedication of the Berlin Wall monument in Laurel Hill Park. Could you talk about that a little bit, that installation?
Sure. Well, we obtained the Berlin Wall from East Berlin many years ago, and it was in storage for quite a while. So our county administrator, Abe Anton, he wanted us to do something with it, something useful. So the train of thought was to make it multi-use, make it an amphitheater plus a monument to the Berlin Wall and, the end of the Cold War.
Right.
So what we did was we apparently this wall is the largest section of Berlin Wall in the United States, and we had the opportunity to do something good with it. So we used it as a backdrop for the amphitheater. We used for site work. We made it old ADA compliant, so that anyone could get access to this amphitheater. There's we have a granite timeline, which has etched on it.
Kind of famous images of the
famous
Cold
images
War.
of people
Khrushchev, Kennedy, right?
Exactly, right. Through that whole time period.
That's
to
very
the
cool.
of the wall. So.
And as I recall too, I think if you there's like an interactive space where you can actually watch a video. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a QR code on a
QR.
freestanding sign there, which directs you to a short film, which kind of shows the whole history of the time frame of the Berlin Wall.
There's 2 other statues that I know. One about a famous athlete up in North Hudson, and one of a great patriot down in Bayonne. And what were those statue installations?
Well, the one in North Bergen is James Braddock, which the park is named after, after a famous boxer. And apparently, he was a resident close to the park, and he used to go to the park all the time. So it was only fitting to put the statue in the location where he always used to sit and read his paper. So we worked with a great artist, Zenos Fridakis, who he created this statue. He was out of Philly, but he was a very talented guy. So we would go there and monitor his work and give him ideas, and he came up with a really nice looking statue. And we pretty much just provided the site work, the design of the actual plaza.
And it seemed like that particular area of Braddock Park was kind of underused, and it really was also kind of redeveloped the area around it nicely.
Right.
It seemed like the landscaping and stuff was really improved. Is that true?
That's true. It used to be kind of overgrown area for a sitting area, which wasn't really that used that well, and so it made sense because there's a long stretch of road which goes towards it, so it's a focal point, for the park.
And then the Stephen Gregg statue. I know you were involved also with the development of that one. Can you tell us a little bit about that statue?
Yeah, that was a nice project because I had to actually reach out to the Gregg family, and I got through Facebook somehow, and I reached out to his sister, and I somehow got to his brother, and then we got the whole family involved to give us ideas on what the statue should be, and we worked with an artist out of Michigan. I can't remember his name right now, but he's another talented guy, and he trucked it over from Michigan with back of his truck, and it came out really well.
No, that's a really. I've had a lot of people, especially seniors, whenever I've been there to do video projects, comment on the strength of that particular piece. It's really active and heroic. It's really great. The sculptor for that piece did a wonderful job of really capturing the sacrifice and the heroism of Gregg.
Yeah, he was very meticulous with details.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, everything about the patch on the shoulder, the gun that he held, because the gun was actually a mounted gun. If you don't know the story about Stephen Gregg, apparently there were some injured people in Germany, and he had this. He was brave enough to get this gun, which is really on a tripod. He picked it up, and he protected the injured by going up this hill shooting.
Yeah, basically providing them cover with what amounted to a weapon that had to be carried usually by a machine, and he, as a man,
he just picked it up and
amazing.
started. Yeah, so
that's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, so those are just some of the most recent additions that the county was responsible for in improving the park. Director DiFilippo, one of the things I think also people have some interest in when it comes to, or might have some interest in learning about the parks, is the kinds of activities that are available here for youth, for families. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the kinds of offerings, especially during the summertime now, that the Department of Parks offers in our county park system.
First and foremost, we pride ourselves on our free summer camps. We have hundreds of kids every year. We have soccer. We have some basketball programs. We have a tremendous tennis camp as well. This year we had a pilot program for a volleyball camp, which went off pretty well as well. So moving forward, we'll probably expand on that. We have, like you said, little leagues. There, over the years, baseball's kind of been, less popular than it has in past years. But we've been able to kind of reignite some of these old little leagues that the charters kind of fell off, the map a little bit. So we're proud of that. That like you said, that instills things in kids from the foundation, right? It's important, teamwork and the coaches, that the effect that they have on the kids is, something that you remember forever, right? We also have obviously our picnic areas, which are all family friendly. We have, which Kevin's a tremendous champion of, the nature walks that are part of like Lincoln Park West, right, Kev? I mean, he could tell you more about that. I mean, they're second to none. I mean, they're really amazing.
Now, during the summer, I know you also run free movies in the parks. Can you talk a little bit about that program and how it works?
Yeah, each county park has a free movie where our staff goes out. We give the kids some drinks, free popcorn. We have this huge inflatable screen. We sit down under the stars. You watch a movie. The kids are outside for the summer with their friends. Gives the parents some downtime, something to do at nighttime, right? And again, all free and supported by the administration. And that's every county park every summer.
That's nice. Kevin, the nature walks and the kind of the nature element of the parks. How did that get developed? If you were, I guess, involved with that, how did that get developed, and what has been the response to those kinds of things, those kinds of uses?
Right. Well, I'm thinking about the nature walk in Lincoln Park West.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's
right. That used to be a pretty much a dumping ground.
yeah.
So what they did was they imported like yards and yards of sand, and they piped it in, and they created a kind of a, we used to be a mud flat to a wetland area, and along the wetland area was a nature walk. So they installed plant material, got rid of the invasives, and it's right along the golf course, and so the golf course people maintain it also, as well as us, and it's very well used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that when people think of Lincoln Park, they may think of the statue and the fountain and things like that.
Right.
But in fact, you can go over the bridge and you're in Lincoln Park West, and
Right.
you almost feel like you're in a different place. It's so quiet.
Completely different character than the east.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's
Right.
also, what's interesting is Lincoln Park has now become the home of the Strides for Safety 5K, which the county executive is a big proponent of for fight gun violence. And,
Right.
and you use both parts of the park there to make sure you get the 5K distance
Yes,
in,
we
right?
do. Very successful in
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah. That's terrific. So, if folks are interested in contacting the Department of Parks, they want to know about a particular service or they want to make a suggestion, how is the best way for them to reach out to you?
I would go through the county website, and obviously in this day and age, social media is a big component of that, right? So, our Facebook and our Instagram.
Okay, so they can just basically Google Hudson County Parks and that stuff.
Hudson County Parks comes right up, and all of our information from movies in the park to the camps to anything going on throughout the county that we're involved with will pop up, and you get a little information there.
Well, Deputy Director Kevin Wong and Director Jonathan DiFilippo of the Hudson County Department of Parks, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You can connect with the Hudson County Parks Department by visiting our website, www.hcnj.us. To keep up to date on county government news and alerts, be sure to follow us on Twitter at HudCoTweet and on Facebook at HudCoFB. To see photos and videos of county government events, follow us on Instagram at HudCoInsta or subscribe to our YouTube channel, HudCo TV. You can find HudCoRadio and hopefully subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks as always to Hudson County Executive Craig Guy and the Board of County Commissioners, who sponsor, support, and direct all the programs and services discussed on this podcast. Take care.